This is Alec Young. I put up an article on my blog yesterday, and I had to come out of my home because I want the public to know how much I'm being persecuted by Canadian authorities. I just left my home because there was 4 cops there who came to throw me out. I knew they're trying to say that my roommate is the one who's behind them wanting to put me out on the street. But really, I had to come and make this video because I know it's the other way around. I know the roommate does not want me there, but the police is using him to put me out on the street. Especially since I wrote the article yesterday, how much the Csis and the police have me moving from place to place as part of their modus operandi to render me homeless, basically to destabilize me. So I called them yesterday, and they spoke with this person, and I thought everything was settled. The agreement was for me to move out at the end of the month. So they showed up there this evening, 4 of them, including a sergeant. Now tell me if that's not well planned, and told me that, they are of the understanding that, this person doesn't want to continue to share the apartment with me, and so they want me out. I think really what's happening is that I put the article up yesterday on my blog and saying that the police and Csis are liable for vicarious liability, which they are in this case because they're behind these attacks against me. And lo and behold, 4 officers show up at my door this evening, and they have the nerve to tell me that this person may call them tomorrow and they may have to come back tomorrow and then put me out on the street tomorrow. So I wanted to broadcast it so the public can know that bloggers in Canada, such as myself, face persecution from the Canadian government through its police agencies, through its intelligence agencies like Csis. And it's a pretext. They are using these agent provocateurs to accomplish their goal. So they have no problem waiting until maybe later on or tomorrow or the next day, whenever they feel like, and come and say, you know what, we want to put you out on the street. I owe no money. And so they're using this little clause in the law. They tell me, well, you can, file a lawsuit later on, blah, blah, blah. But really, I wanted to expose what the police is doing. I wanted to put this video up tonight because this is the second time in 24 hours that they've been to my home trying to put me out on the street. And I know that it's directly related to the article that I wrote, and that they're now acting upon that article that I wrote and say, okay, well, we're really now going to punish her for exposing what we've been doing. And they've been doing it for so many years. And I've had people tell me, of course the police is behind it. Police is behind you being forced out of your home so many times. And it never really registered with me until recently. I'm like, of course they're behind it, But I decided that, they have to be liable for these actions against me because, as I said in my article, it affects my health. I had a very, very serious health issue about 3 weeks ago, which is a major setback for me. And, it's directly related to the stress that's brought on me by the persecution I'm going through from the Canadian police and from Csis and from the Canadian government. And so what happened tonight, there's no way some sergeant should be showing up at my door with 3 other officers and then going through all of this, masquerading. And I just play along with them. But I really knew what was happening. They just basically wanted to put me out on the street and to destabilize me and to make me homeless as a punishment for writing that article yesterday where I said that all of these times when I had lost my home, that the Canadian government was behind it, that the police was behind it. So they tell me, oh, well, you know what, this person, you may call tomorrow and says, I don't want you living there anymore. I don't want you to be my roommate and you have to go. As I said earlier in this conversation, it's the other way around. They're using him to force me out of my home. So he's just a pawn in this game, okay? And he's more than willing. He's going along with it. And the police, I don't know how much they pay him or in what kind of way. but obviously it's the kind of person that would definitely go along with it. And so from time to time they get these people to work for them and to carry out their agenda for them, which is to persecute me, to harass me. And I just could not wait to get outside just now. It's pretty late in the day, but I wanted to come and make this video and just to put it along with my articles and let the public know, okay, you know what, this is what's happening. Okay, these are not empty talk. I am being persecuted, and you know what, the police was just at my door just now trying to carry out an eviction and trying to put me out on the street. You know, even though I have a notice to move at the end of the month, you're saying, well, you know what, you can be evicted anytime. And I'm like, okay, yes, I know that because you're behind it, right? But I didn't say that to them. I just went along with them knowing that I'm not breaking any law, like I'm minding my own business and I'm basically doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a law-abiding person, but still I'm facing these persecutions. So please listen to this video and please take it seriously, what's happening in Canada in regards to people like myself, human rights activists like myself, or if you happen to be a blogger like I am, and if you happen to be exposing government corruption or human rights abuse or police abuse, this is what you can expect to happen. So all of these people were telling me, you know what, some of these things, you know, we find it so hard to believe. Why are you saying the government is persecuting you? Well, here's one example, okay? I had to come out of my home today to make this video because I didn't feel safe there, and I want the people to know that less than 24 hours, or about 24 hours or 48 hours since I put up the article, actually 24 hours, I put the article up yesterday, talking about the police being sued along with Csis for carrying out these attacks against me. Lo and behold, they showed up at my door today trying to act upon it, trying to take it a step further and said, you know what, we're going to punish her further for that article. That's all that it is, okay? That's all that it is. That's what it's about, okay? And so now I have to now make this video to let the people know, say, okay, I wrote this article, I said this is what the police is doing, and guess what? This is what they tried to do today. And they're telling me, oh, we could come back tomorrow or the day after or even tonight or next week, whatever. Of course they can, because they're in control of the situation, right? And the only advantage I have is to expose what they're doing and to say, this is what Canada is like. It's it persecutes human rights activists like myself. It does not adhere to human rights standards under the United Nations Charter, and certainly not under some of the other human rights treaties that it's supposed to abide by. And so, you know, this is what's basically happening. And I've been talking for so long about this thing, and it's still happening to me. So hopefully I don't end up on the street, but I just want them to know that, you know, I'm on top of this game, and if they do come and put me out on the street, which is aggravating my physical condition that they put me through, because it caused me so much stress that my body is breaking down, and this is a human rights abuse, and I want to know how the fuck the world can sit and listen to all of my videos and not take them seriously, right? So this has to go a step further, okay? I am working with certain countries at this point. I'm hoping that they can expedite the matter and step in sooner and cut all the freaking formalities. And I'm hoping that, you know, I can get the assistance that I can get to stop this kind of persecution against me, so that I can try to live a normal life, you know, and not try to embarrass my kids so much, because they're also in the spotlight like me, and they're trying to go about their normal life. But unfortunately, you have a mother who is facing political persecution for standing up for what's right, and hopefully maybe someday they'll be proud of what I do, but I'm not backing down. And if this is part of what I have to go through for exposing the human rights abuse that's going on in Canada, then I will continue to do it, even if my ass is on the street. And so hopefully they will leave me alone, and they will get their agent provocateur to back off, because obviously, you know, they know that there's a civil process going on, and or I plan to start a civil process and it's legally binding. You just can't do that under the law. But they know that's a long process, and they can get what they want in the meantime. They can also sabotage the case in court, and so it doesn't go anywhere, right? And so they know the procedure, I know the procedure, but I try to stay one step ahead by saying, you know what, I'm going to let the public know what these people are putting me through. Don't I look stressed? I mean, I'm such a mess right now, but I still had to come and make this video. And please listen to it, and please contact me at 416-604-6924, or you can email me, and my email address is on my blog, Canada Human Rights Abuse Exposed, the Truth is Revealed. So this is Valerie Guillaume reporting for my blog, Canada Human Rights Abuse Exposed, the Truth is Revealed, on yet another form of persecution that I'm going through. And this is really reprisal. This is punishment that they've taken it upon themselves to just act this way. Less than 24 hours after I published my article saying that the police is behind a lot of these things that are happening to me. Csis is behind a lot of the things that are happening to me over the years, as far as having forced me out of my place. And they work with all kinds of people. And these people are more than willing. And these people, it doesn't really matter what their nationality. In this case, this person is black like myself, but it doesn't really matter. They use everyone and anyone who make themselves available. And so, it's unfortunate, but I still have to keep reporting what's going on in Canada. And anyone want to assist can contact me. And hopefully we can help to put a stop to this kind of human rights abuse that's coming from the Canadian government through its authorities like the police and intelligence agencies like Csis, and that they will learn to stop use agent provocateurs to undermine what some of us are doing and leave us alone. We have a right to freedom of speech. We have a right to, the security of persons, which you can have if you're in harm's way all the time from their agent provocators and whatnot. So you have all of these rights. You have the right to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. All of these things mean crap to them. They don't mean anything to these people. They just want to punish you and say, we want to shut you up, and this is how we're going to go about it. We're going to put you through all of these things until you drop dead, and some of the time they almost accomplish that. And so that is why now they are facing a lawsuit for putting me through this, pretty much. So whether they're behind it or whatever the case is, they can still face vicarious liability for someone else's actions, which in this case they are completely orchestrating these all events. Is coming from the police and Csis and the government. And I can't think of a better evidence than the fact that I wrote this article 24 hours ago about what they're doing, and now they're trying to enforce it, and telling me that they're going to come back, and so be prepared for them coming back, and all you can do is to sue them later on, and and making my life hell, making my life bloody hell. So I'm hoping someone can just step in and say, you know what, you can't keep doing this to this woman. She has a right like everyone else. And Canada needs to stop persecuting human rights abuse bloggers like myself. So this is Valerie Guillaume, and this is probably part one of the video. I'm going to go and make another part to this video and take it a bit further and expose more of what's going on.